Hello, 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 hello. Well, I'm a little bit late on this one, and the Rangers do play again tonight. Probably end up being late on that review as well. But let's review the Rangers versus the Calgary Flames. So much for a tank, man. Jesus Christ, we are not doing tanking correctly. But it's kind of hard to root against your favorite team, so I can't say I'm upset about the win either. I mean, that was I fell asleep. I was like nodding in and out in the third period, but I mean, third period, not for nothing. All right, that third period was kind of boring. It wasn't terrible. It just wasn't like it wasn't as exciting as the first and second period. Oh, we went when Spooner scored. Me and my brother went crazy. It was just exciting. You just see this guy just go off. I mean, and I'm glad because when we first got Ryan Spooner, I didn't really think he would be part of the future. I saw him more as a stepping stone to getting someone else, maybe trading him for like a second round pick or something stupid like that. Because his entire career has been literally based off of inconsistency with the Bruins. Like he'll have streaks like this where he got like 7 points now in 3 games, and then he'll go quiet for like 15, 20 games. That's just what you worry about. He does have a 49-point in 80-game season with the Bruins. That was 2 years ago. So who knows? Maybe he becomes a consistent player with the Rangers. Every now and then, players just need to change the scenery. I mean, the Vegas Golden Knights made an entire team based off of players that just needed to get bumped up in the lineup in order to produce. And it's happening right now with Ryan Spooner, even Nemestikov. Nemestikov, he didn't get any points. But he looks comfortable out there, Nemestikov's a guy that we really haven't seen on the Rangers in a while. A guy that he looks comfortable wherever he is on the ice. When he's out there, you're not like, fuck, here we go with this guy. In the defensive zone, he's going to do this. From the offensive zone, he's going to do that. And then I feel like in the past when we've had players kind of like fringe guys like him who could score 40 points, 50 points maybe. I feel like Nikolai Antropov is a perfect example. When we got a guy like Antropov, like, listen, great offensive player, but when we're in the defensive zone, you gotta be worried when he's out there. So it's nice to have a guy that could he just fits in. I feel like on a most ideal team, like a Stanley Cup winning team, he's like a third line winger or something like that. A guy that just fits in. He kills penalties. You can put him on the power play, play in any scenario. I enjoy watching Nemestikov. He's not overly flashy. He just plays the game smart. More importantly, let's talk about the Rangers. We won the majority of the faceoffs, but we gave up 51 shots. So Lundqvist faced 54 shots against Vancouver, and 51 versus Calgary. So he's faced 106 shots over the past 3 days. I think Georgiev starts tonight against Edmonton. At least I would hope. Give the damn guy a break. So, I mean, and that's the reason they had that many shots. That's on full. I blame the defense for that one. We've got to get better at shutting the other team down. John Gilmour led all Rangers in ice time last night with 24 minutes 36 seconds. That's Pionk had 23:43. Brady Shea only had 21:12. I feel like Brady Shea is your best defenseman and almost. I mean, I feel like Brady Shea at this point now is the guy we're building around on defense. I love Gilmour. He's been one of my favorites, just the way he skates and the way he sees the ice. But come on, it is Brady Shea in the end. This is the guy that's ultimately going to replace Ryan McDonagh. I mean, he's literally a taller, heavier Ryan McDonagh. They skate the same. Shea might be a little bit faster. Ryan McDonagh may be a little bit more offensively aware than Brady Shea, but I think defensively, Shea and McDonagh are almost hand in hand. So I mean, listen, we won, so I can't sit here and complain about that. D'Angelo and O'Gara. D'Angelo played 13-13. O'Gara played 12-43. So my question is, what is the point in having Rob O'Gara on this roster if he's playing 12 minutes 43 seconds a night? He's not playing that much, and he's not terrible. It's just, I feel like if you're going to give a 24-year-old who's not part of the future that little time, why don't you call someone up, say, I don't think Hasek's season's over. Maybe call up, we traded Graves or Bigris. Let's see that guy Bigris in the NHL with the Rangers. He's done stuff with Colorado, I guess. Turnover, block shots. We had 16 blocks. That's pretty good. So we stopped an extra 16 shots going to Lundqvist. That's pretty good. Giveaways. We had 16 giveaways. They had 15. So we're still giving the puck away an awful lot. Holland had 2. Hayes had 3. VC had 2. Zook, Nemestikov, Zibanejad had 1 each. Mark Stoll had 3. Gilmore and Shea both had a giveaway. Did you guys see Lundqvist blow up on Holland? Holy shit. After that, I don't see how Holland ever plays on this team again after that. Okay, the Lundqvist effect. Carey, Holland, and McLeod all played under 10 minutes. Carey played the most, 9:16. Holland, 8:50. McLeod, 6 minutes, 4 seconds of ice time. Again, I'm going to go back to this. What is the point in having these guys, 1 in the NHL and 2 playing, if they're all playing under 9 minutes and 20 seconds a game? I feel like that doesn't make much sense, especially when you got good young guys in the minors that have been waiting for their opportunity to play up here and prove themselves. It's the point in having a guy like Carey. All, by the way, every one of those players that's mentioned, McLeod, Holland, and Carey, all were a -1 last night. What's the point in them being in the NHL if we're not going to use them? Because if we go over... I keep yawning, I'm sorry. If we go to the... Let's see, the Wolfpack. Let's take a look at some players that could use an opportunity in the NHL just to have them up here and give them a shot. Because why not? I mean, in the end, it's nice to get some wins, but we're trying to lose a little bit too. First and foremost, Scott Kosmachuk leads the Wolfpack in points. And he's had a hell of a year. He's only 23 years old. That's what people seem to forget about Scott Kosmachuk. He's still young. He was still one of Winnipeg's better prospects up until they just got totally stacked up. I think Kosmachuk would be fun to see. He's 23 years old. He's nice and young. If not him, Vinny Lettieri, how the hell is he not in the NHL is my question. I know a lot of people have certain disenchanted feelings about him, but I don't think Lettieri's done anything wrong. I would like to see him in the NHL. Just give him a little more ice time than we're giving him. At least put him on a better line, because I think the issue is when we've had Lettieri in the NHL, he's been on the 4th line and expected to carry that line as a 22-year-old that just got out of college last year, and that's probably part of the problem. If not, Vinny Lettieri, call up Adam Tambellini. Now, you don't have to call him up to be a center, because I feel like Holland can play center. You could put Tambellini on the wing. That I wouldn't mind, because Tambellini's got a pretty good shot and pretty good hockey sense. His issue is he can't find a rhythm because he needs that complementary player. Tambellini's not a bad player by any stretch of the imagination. He's awfully talented. He just he needs like a setup guy, you know? He's a big body, he's smart, and he's strong on the puck. His last season with the Calgary Hitmen in the WHL, he had 47 goals and 86 points in 71 games. Which, by the way, was heads and tails more than anyone else on his team. Connor Rankin was the next closest player with 32 goals. After that, it's 21 goals. So Tambellini carried the Calgary Hitmen. He was only 19 years old when he did that, by the way. He did come to Hartford a year early. But Hartford, let's not lie to ourselves. Wolfpack kind of suck. He needs a little help down there. He does. He's not a game changer like Philip Keitel could be. Don't get ahead of yourself. So I mean, guy like Tambellini, Lettieri, call up Tambellini and Lettieri, send down McLeod, Holland, and fucking Carey because they're playing less than 10 minutes a night. There's no point in having them up here. Ryan Gropp, honestly, I'm not too excited about Ryan Gropp anymore. He was a second-round pick. 3 straight 30-plus goal seasons last year, having 35 goals, 84 points with the Seattle Thunderbirds. 21 years old, 6'3", 205, former second-round pick. He's got 10 goals and 16 points in 49 games with the Wolfpack, and he's a -20 effing 3. He has not been very impressive at all. At all. As for other guys, I mean, no point in calling up Bolesky. You know, you don't want to call up the older guys. You just want to stick to the young players. So if I'm calling anybody up right now, I'm not going to call up Anderson and Keitel yet. Keitel only has 7 games left to play. If he plays 8 games in the NHL, you burn a year of his entry-level contract. It also screws up for the Seattle expansion draft. Anderson can play 9 games, so you don't call up Keitel until game 75, because 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 76 you call him up. I'm shot. And then you call up, what's his name? Anderson 2 games before. I mean, I don't see the problem in calling up Anderson and Keitel late in the season. Let him play. Let him learn a little bit. Let him play on the professional level. What's it gonna do? God forbid you lose a hockey game, right? We're trying to get a high draft pick. It doesn't matter. But all in all, I was very happy with the result of last night's game. The last 2 games. Now we beat the Vancouver Canucks. They're kind of they're bottom of the pack right now. Not that we're not, but the Canucks were too. The Calgary Flames have strung together a pretty impressive season. So the fact that we were able to beat them 3-1 uh, as well. As I don't know, I find that pretty impressive. I think actually shit, never mind. The freaking Flames aren't even in a playoff spot. Never mind, that wasn't as impressive as I thought. Damn it. Just when I was thinking we might be able to sneak into the playoffs. That's a big question that comes up now too, because the Rangers are only 5 points out of a playoff spot. Now I am all for the tank. Believe me, I want a top 3 pick more than anyone else. I've made a big point of it this year of wanting a top 3 pick. But what are you gonna do? You're gonna tell your team stop winning? If we get hot and we carry that into the playoffs, then who knows? I mean, the favorites obviously Tampa Bay Lightning. It'd be near damn impossible to beat them, but once playoffs come around, anything's possible. I believe in my team. I mean, I would be an asshole if I said I'd rather see my team get the first overall pick than rather see them win a Stanley Cup. Because obviously you'd want to see your team win the Stanley Cup. The goal of every single team, every single year, no matter what, is to win the Stanley Cup. No team goes into a season, game one, and says, all right, we're trying to tank this year. That just doesn't happen. So I'm rooting for the Rangers. Listen, if we make the playoffs, I'd be happily surprised. I'm not going to root against them. I'm not going to tell them not to make the playoffs. It'd be nice to get a top 3 pick, but playoffs is playoffs. And we make it, we make it. We're going to have, either way, we make the playoffs, we don't make the playoffs. We have 3 first-round picks this year. And a high-quality draft. A lot of quality players in this draft. We don't necessarily need. And listen, Anderson was 7th overall. Keitel was 21st overall. And I'm pretty sure Keitel was what? He was top 15 prospects in the NHL right now. So, listen, maybe you don't need that top 3 pick to really do something. I mean, ideally you get a beast player in the top 3, but I'm choosing a Stanley Cup over a player in the top 3 any day of the week. Just saying. But anyways, you guys comment down below your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.